Hello, welcome back to the live stage. Right now, we've got a bit of an ad hoc panel. I've had a team sweeping the halls looking for some of the new product launches here at CDX 17, and we're going to introduce them to you now. With me on stage will be Brad Title. He's the founder and CEO of Gugu. Representing Gardex is Michael Ashton. He's the head of used car operations for Volkswagen America. He uses one of Gardex's products, the spin car product, and he's going to be explaining how that works for his business and how it can work in the UK. Rebecca Kerr is the director of the Smart Driver Club, and Chris Barrett is the director of Visual Automotive Limited. Please welcome my guests on stage now. Okay, as my guests are walking up, if you've got any questions at any stage about these new products, I'm going to have lots of them, but if you can try and put your hand up, I'll see if I can spot you, and I'll try and fit your question in. Okay, firstly, Brad, can you tell us a little bit about the product that you're launching here? I know this is the first time you've been in the UK. Tell us a little bit about your product and what dealers can expect it to do.
Sure. So Gugu is a behavioral scoring technology company that initially focuses on converting anonymous, unidentifiable web traffic into identifiable individuals so that we can then engage them through chat, texting, mobile phone, Facebook Messenger, so that we can identify the lowest funnel visitors on the site with the highest intent for conversion.
So how do you see dealers in the UK using that to better their businesses here?
Well, being that we're a tech-enabled service provider, we, entering into the market, felt that we could help dealers execute on our strategy because we are the fulfillment service provider behind it, where we could actually do the physical legwork and to provide the conversion so that the dealers can actually put their time into working the lead and converting the customer into sales or service.
And it's obviously been very successful in the US. How do dealers use it there, and how are they successful with that product?
So in North America, the majority of our dealers are on a fully managed service provider basis, so that we are actually the ones providing the conversation, providing the inventory research and engagement, so that they can harvest the leads and work the sales. For the most part, we've been very lucky. We have seen new car sales anywhere from 22 to 32% on new car, and around 15 to 18% lead to sale on used vehicles.
And why have you seen the UK as your next target?
I think UK is a great next fit for us. We're a very fast, young, growing company with around 3,000 dealers. So looking at the conservativeness of the market and understanding with all the new capabilities that technology brings, we had an opportunity to help dealers execute on their digital strategy and try to take the heavy lifting out of the dealership so they can focus on the follow-up, the process, and the sales.
And what sort of dealers are you targeting? Is it franchise independents or the whole market?
The majority is new car franchises, but we do work with independents and partner with a lot of the manufacturers, and we hope to see the same kind of traction here.
And how's the take-up been today at CDX?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The people are great. The product has definitely given us the ability to differentiate ourselves in the market, and I think the response has been overwhelming for us so far.
So what are your next moves? I mean, am I right in thinking this is the first time it's been shown in the UK here?
So establishing partnerships with the dealer groups, the dealerships, the factory opportunities, but we're going to make a strong move into the space if we can.
And what's the overall sales message to the dealers here? I mean, if you've got one sentence to give them to buy your product, what is it?
If you want to see something help you sell cars and reduce the workload in the dealership, come to our booth. It's at 1:30.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi. So you tell us a little bit about the products that you've got on show here at CDX.
Yep, of course. So the Smart Driver Club product gives dealerships the opportunity to retain customers through data coming from the vehicle. So we are able to put a device in the vehicle, create a club membership for the dealership, branded for the dealership, cost the dealership no money. And they can then get the faults in the vehicle. They can know if the car's crashed. They can know if it's been stolen. They can know if the battery's low. They can know if there's a service due, and they can know if there's an MOT due, and they can get accurate mileage from that vehicle, knowing exactly what the car's driven. So we basically white label a product for them. We call their customers branded for them. We get acceptance under the new rules and regulations for data protection for next year, and then we sell the customer the product. So then all the data comes back into the dealer, and they've got a retention tool that was free to them that gives them all the information they need to call that customer.
Sounds great. Is there any dealers using it at the moment, and got any good examples of how they're using it well?
So we've got 3 dealerships launched already in the UK. We've got another 6 piloting, some of the larger dealerships included. So basically, what the connected car opportunity with us does, it also gives the customer a handy app to keep them interested. So the customer gets 24-hour theft tracking that we run for the dealers. They get a crash assistance, so if they crash at night, we'll make sure they're safe and look after their family. And there's a handy little business miles app on there that means they can export business miles at the touch of a button. So we're currently using it for fleets, we're using it for dealerships, we're using it for asset tracking, all sorts. But the key message to the dealers that currently is, we'll call their customers for them. We'll call on their outbound for the last 18 months worth of customers. We will sell the membership to the customer. The dealer gets the data, and we'll also get the permissions for the GDRP for next year.
So is this just for new car dealers or is it independents?
New and used. So obviously with the manufacturers coming off the line, a lot of them using this sort of technology. Unfortunately, the manufacturers are currently missing the boat with the consumer. And not giving the consumer anything for that data. The data is primarily owned by the consumer. It's yours and ours. It's not the dealerships. It's not the manufacturers. The manufacturers have been trying to work out for a long time how to monetize the data, and we've worked with them with that because we've got about 9 years experience in this data, and they can't quite get there. And what we realized was there was an opportunity for dealers to get ahead of the manufacturers slightly and get ahead of the game and maybe learn that data before the manufacturers take it over and use those for those customers.
So who's the most successful customer you've got at the moment? And
Stoneacre.
And why are they so successful?
Purely because Stoneacre is one of the primary successful customers because they understand it. They've embraced the data. It is new innovation. There is a little device that goes in the car, takes 30 seconds to fit, and we get all the data out of that device and put it into an app. So for a lot of people, it's still quite innovative, and it's still, how does that work? What about the data? But Stoneacre understood it. We're outbounding all their customers currently, and we're working through and getting them all their members on so they can reap the benefits of the data. And the return on investment over the 3 years is massive for a dealership.
So what have Stoneacre found is the biggest reason for using your product?
Just literally the data they'll get through. So never before has a dealer been able to know when there's a fault in a car and get that customer back. Never have they been able to have accurate mileage and actually know what that customer's driven. You can take a guess at it and you can know if they're doing it for business, but you can't ever actually see it. So at the moment, if you call a customer and say your MOT's due in 6 weeks and they're part of your own membership club, they'll go, yeah, fine, book it in. It's an easy opportunity then because they're already part of your club. So what they're finding is their return on their customers will increase and they'll get the retention from that.
And what's the grand plan when it comes to rolling this out? How big are your aspirations?
It's like world domination, something along those lines.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm going to be laying on a beach somewhere in about 3 years is my plan. No, we just literally want to get, our plan was originally always to get the dealerships connected. Just to make something clear, because the dealers will be sitting there going, well, why would you do it if you don't earn any money from it? And we charge it all. I also have an insurance company on the side of this. So if the customers of the dealers drive well, they get 42% off their car insurance at their renewal. So my expertise is driving behaviour. So if a customer sticks to the driving and they drive well, I want that customer on my insurance. So I will give them 42% off their insurance at renewal, which is huge to people now because they want to save money and it's all about money.
So essentially, it's a black box that is given the dealer information and yourselves.
Exactly, yeah. It's a little OBD box, takes 30 seconds to fit. It's got a SIM card in it and a GPS data chip. So it sends us all the data, we clean it up and we send it to the dealer. It doesn't affect warranties because I'm not putting any data in the car, I'm only taking it out. And then the customer drives around and all the data gets sent to the dealership and there's no training, no stress on their part, nothing. We do it all for them.
It sounds great. What's the feedback been at CDX?
It's good. It's good. This is our first time exhibiting. We're normally here, clearly not touting for business because we're not allowed to do that. But we're normally here talking to a few people. We've got a lot of people we're talking to at the moment, so it was good because we made appointments for people to come and see us here. And it's just great because you get to mingle, you get to meet people. And we're new to the dealership world, so it's good for us to be here.
Super. And where can our dealers find you?
What, here?
Which hall are you in?
105, so we're in Hall 1 on 105.
105.
Yeah, come by and we'll show you the product, easy.
Super, thanks very much.
No worries.
Okay, Chris, you tell us a little bit about what you're launching at CDX?
Yeah, so I'm launching the Autostock, and in simple terms, it speeds up the process from a used vehicle arriving in stock to being on display. It's a problem I faced looking after 7 dealerships. Had varying different levels of speed and accuracy in terms of prep. I'd turn up and find cars either not on display, or the ones that were on display weren't quite ready, albeit that we thought they were according to the DMS system, or we had photos on the website. So what we're finding is the dealerships they're using, we did one experiment, and we measured 100 cars in Q4 versus 100 cars in Q1, and we managed to reduce the stock days by 18, which when you look at how much that saves a dealership just on stocking charges alone, that's quite a cost. And it brings all the departments together. So it takes a feed from the DMS system and links to outside suppliers like Body Shop and Smart Repair. Everyone gets notified exactly when they're required to work on that car. So it saves a lot of time wasted by staff looking for cars, trying to get authorization on cars, and it just really is helping improve the process.
Have you got any examples of any customers who are using this successfully at the moment?
Well, that one there, for example, they're quite pleased with their 18-day reduction because it is saving them a huge amount of money. And we've got a big car supermarket that are using it in their prep centre that feeds 3 sites, and they're seeing some real good benefits. In fact, they've asked for some additional bits that they want, which we can accommodate. So, yeah, it's having some real good success.
And how have you found exhibiting at CDX?
It's been good because it was a bit of an unknown for me, but we've had a lot of inquiries and we've got some good appointments, and with very different levels, whether it's independent group, large group, from this country, from another country. So it's been really, really good.
Well, it's good to see you. Whereabouts can the dealers find your
We're neighbours, 106.
Neighbours, okay. Another Hall 1. Okay, super. Okay, so at the end there we've got Michael, who's travelled a long way. When did you arrive in the UK, Michael?
I arrived on Friday morning and went up and saw a friend up in Leeds and played some golf. So
if you just hold the mic a little bit closer to your mouth, it might be a little...
Sorry.
Perfect, thank you very much.
How's that?
So you're the head of used car operations for Volkswagen in America. You are here with Gardex.
That's correct.
And you are using a product that they are launching over here. Can you explain a little bit about how that works?
The Gardex Spin Car, or Spin Car as we call it in the States, is an interactive application. You can put the app down on your phone, basically, and you can walk around the vehicle, and you're able to, it stabilizes the video, and you can then go into the inside of the car and put a Rioche camera in there, and it'll spin in the inside of the car. You can put little hot spots against it so customers can actually look at specific things that they're interested in when they look at the vehicle. And the reason that it's so important is because we're seeing a big drop in how many customers actually look at pictures. And especially as the younger generations come up, they're used to playing with interactive devices, and especially mobile. And so we did a test pilot with 25 dealers, and just those 25 dealers, we saw 44 leads increase per month, conversion increased 30%, and we had a 42% drop in bounce rate off the website. So that stat, especially that last stat, after everything, really sums up that once people are interacting with the vehicle, you can spin it on your phone or an iPad, you can use a mouse as well. You can spin the whole vehicle around, and you can actually look at the vehicle, and you can look at what's important to you. If you want to go inside and you want to look at the dash, or you want to look at the interior, or look at the boot, make sure I get that right, or if you want to look into the engine. So what it allows the customer to do is tailor their experience to them, instead of having to flip through 30 or 40 pictures to figure out, to go look at maybe rims or the exterior or something that's important. And it really is causing consumers an easier method to actually just buying the car that they want. It just is working really well.
So Volkswagen rolled this out across all of their dealerships in the States?
Yes, we did. We launched it. Because of our franchise laws, we have to be careful on how we, I'm sure you're aware of, we can't mandate it, so we offer it up. So we're pushing about 25%, but what you see in the dealership world, and I'm sure it's no different here in the UK, is those dealers that are progressive. Those are the ones that want to implement things that they know work well. The factory stands behind Spin Car. And so when they know that we are standing behind it and we've done the testing, then the dealerships will actually take a look and implement it. You know, because there's always the concern of what's the new shiny object, and this product's not that shiny object. This with quantifiable stats and metrics on how it's increasing and bettering the business at the end of the day. And that's what it's really about. It's enhancing the customer experience and selling more cars.
So why do you think UK dealers should be using this product?
Why should they? Well, if they want to sell more cars, they should use it. I mean, I don't even mean to, what's the word, cheeky? That's not even doing that. I'm just sort of, it's because it simplifies it. And it's funny, when I was on the plane over here, there was a little girl that was across the aisle, and there was the picture, the screen on the back of the seat. I mean, simple, right? It's just this screen. Well, it had the buttons on the side, sorry. And she was reaching up and touching the screen. Her mindset has nothing to do with buttons. Her mindset, no, she was 7 or 8. Her mindset is to touch the screen and to move the screen and to interact with the screen. And so it sort of almost is the future. And so we talk a lot about taking pictures to make sure that it's out there, so to give consumers what they want. But really, at the end of the day, consumers don't even really want pictures that much. They really want to interact with that car.
So we've got 4 brilliant new companies up here. Has anybody got any questions for these guys? Anybody in the audience? No, okay. Well, what we'll do is, this is obviously a bit of a sales pitch. I'll give you 60 seconds each to sell your product to the audience and give them a reason to come to your stand. So, over to you, sir.
60 seconds.
60 seconds.
If you want to learn how to take your website conversion and increase it by up to 75% and see a jump in your lead to sale conversion by 70+%, come to our booth. We're going to show you things that you're not going to see in the technology environment here today that we hope will impress you.
Super, thank you very much. Rebecca.
I think there's a lot of products out there promising to retain customers, but ours will. Customers will come back, they will spend more money with you, they'll feel looked after, and you'll retain them much longer than you ever have before.
Thank you. Chris?
If you want to return your stock quicker and make more money, then Autostock does that for you. It also reduces time wasted by staff, so it really is a powerful tool. Pretty much everyone I've shown the product to has liked it. So come and have a demo and stand 106.
And I know you don't work for GuardX, but you could try and sell the product for them. You got 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Yeah, go for it.
A 42% decrease in bounce rate, right? 44 more leads, so what's your closing ratio? So if you had 44 or 50 or 60 more leads a month, what's your closing ratio on that? You just sold that many more cars. If you're keeping them on your website that much longer, then they're looking at your cars, not your competitors' cars. So there's another one. But lastly, I think at the end of the day, if you're really thinking about the customer and the customer interaction with the product, then Spin Car delivers on that. And I will tell you that I said it earlier, I am a skeptic. I put Spin Car through the ringer before I even brought him on from an OEM perspective. I made him show me, we took all the metrics beforehand, and then we looked at all the metrics after we were done to make sure that it was actually performing to what I was sold. And so I believe in the product. From an OEM perspective, I believe in the product. Even our own dealers don't do it as much as they should, but the progressive ones do.
Thank you. I'm sure GuardX will thank you later. Right, okay, that's pretty much all we've got time for in this session. Next up on the live stage, I'll be here with Google's Scott Sinclair. He'll be revealing some tricks of the world's largest search engine. So join me back here at 2:30. Please thank my panel. Thank you very much.